Hey everyone, it's Rachel.
And Linda.
And we are True
Trust
and Transformation.
And we're going to tell the truth today.
So we are checking in. So
yeah.
I can't say it's our last episode.
You posted that one.
Yeah.
So this is the second check-in on
Joe Dispensa.
Joe Dispensa work.
So the online progressive. And so, like I said, I've already went through the program and I am rotating through the meditations at the end. So I'm doing a meditation every single night. And just when you get through the program, there's like 5 meditations. So I just kind of like go through each one. So one I'll do one night, then I'll do the next night. So I'm just kind of rotating through all of those. And so that's where I'm at. I don't know, things seem really good. It's funny, I'm getting busier as far as like my side like coaching business, and it kind of waxes and wanes. Sometimes I'll be like really busy, and then sometimes I just have my usual people that I see, but I've just been getting a lot of attention out of nowhere. Yeah, just all of a sudden people will call me and be like, oh yeah, Denise gave me your number, like, here, this is what I need. And it's been like easy stuff. Like not complex
easy.
People. Yes.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
I'm your complex person. Cheers.
Well, I feel like you're easy now. Because I kind of know. Like, I know, like, we know each other so well.
Yes.
Like, when you're complaining of something, usually I know, like, what it's from. And
or when we go down in my basement and you see the, like, Beltane HCl or whatever, and you pick it up and say you need this, and I take it.
Exactly. So usually I know where you are. Yeah. I know where you are in your journey, or like what needs to tweak that maybe you forgot, or something that you were doing and then you ran out and you forgot. So
So you've got easy people coming. That's
exactly. Good. Yes. And it's just like stuff I like to do. So a lot of like diet stuff, a lot of supplements, getting into the peptides, like those kind of things. So that's the fun stuff for me. I really enjoy doing that. And it's not a lot of work because I know it, and it's very basic. So unlike when I work with cancer patients, that's a little bit more complex because it's more like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do this now, this is where we're at. So it's been good.
That's emotionally more heavy too.
Oh, absolutely, because they come like, we become very close because it's very intimate and personal, and
their life is on the line.
Exactly. And so thankfully the people that I work with are very motivated. You know, once in a while I'll get that person where they're motivated but they don't have the discipline, or they have that, oh, just a little bit won't hurt. They have that little bit mentality, and I'm like, okay, you're doing this little bit every single day, so then it's like this huge thing that you're doing, and it's not really a little bit anymore. And so and I get emotionally attached. Like, I end up like, these relationships never go away. I'm always
I understand
a part of their lives.
Way with
even when they heal, like, I'm always like checking in and seeing how they're doing. And I've met their children and their grandkids. So it's very like, it's just like expanding my community and people that like I love to be around and that kind of like feed my soul. So I've noticed that since I've been doing the meditations. I feel calmer. I don't feel as like, I stopped saying like, oh, I don't have enough time to do this, I don't have enough time to do that. It always just seems like I always have enough time to do what I need to get done. And I just feel more grounded, and I utterly feel so happy. It's like I just have this joy, and I'll be driving in my car and I'm just like smiling. I'm just like really, I'm like so happy. So I'm just allowing to happen whatever is going to happen, and not trying to make anything happen, because that's where I used to be like, I'm trying. And our friend Denise would always be like, stop trying. You have to allow. You don't control this. Just allow to happen what's going to happen. So I'm still waiting for the mystical moments, and it's funny because I'm like, I want these things to happen, these mystical moments, but part of me is scared. Like, I don't know what it is. That scared of the unknown.
Handle it? Yeah.
Right. Is it going to freak me out if I see something? Because people are talking about when they go into these mystical places, they start singing the sacred geometry, the blue beings, like all this beautiful mystical stuff. And I don't know. like I want it to happen, but am I gonna? I know I'm not gonna be scared because everybody says that they just feel this immense joy and love, like this overwhelming sense of love. So I'm just when I go in, I'm just like allow to happen whatever's gonna happen, and I can say I don't feel scared anymore. Sometimes when I would meditate to begin with, I'd like have my eyes closed and have my mask on, and like I would get this sense of fear, but I don't even know why. So that's gone, thankfully. I think it's part of like growing up in the 80s and 90s and all the scary killer movies.
You know, we had a lot of those.
Yeah. And I was like terrified. I was terrified, and my brothers would torment me. Like my brother had a Jason mask. And he would like come around and like, yeah. So I have a very traumatizing childhood when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Older brothers can really suck.
And I was just scared. Like I was scared of the unknown. I was scared of like spirits and like, you know, I just, in my brain, everything was evil and they were out to get me. So that's gone.
Good.
And I just feel excitement. Like I look forward to meditating every single day. Like I can't wait until like I get my routine done and I can just go in my room, close the door and meditate. Like I'm actually excited about it. Where before I was like, how can I meditate for like a whole hour? Like, and now I get into that like meditative state.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come out.
Yeah.
And so when he's walking me through and he says like, okay, come back to the present time, I don't. I just let it play and go off, and then I just stay there in silence.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And so that's pretty exciting for me because I was like a squirrel before.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should be doing this. Oh, what's that noise? Oh, what's this? You know, has it been 5 minutes? Has it been 10 minutes? Has it been 20 minutes? When is this going to be over? Like those were all my thoughts. So now I've learned to shut that out and just be able to get into that meditative state and where I'm feeling it. I'm working on doing the pineal gland activation. And so it's like holding the breath and moving it up. And I can actually now feel it like in the back of the base of my skull and in my head. Like I can really feel that energy coming through. In the past couple weeks, like it's been getting really strong. And they say usually that's the point where everything explodes and then you're just in this like state of bliss. So
wow,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
All right, so what about you? Where are you at?
Me. Okay. This is interesting. I have listened to in the, what is it called? The course, whatever the course
The Progressive Online.
I've listened up to the first meditation. And then I listened to that meditation and I was like, oh, wow, this is, how do I put this? I feel like I'm being such a bitch. So all of his teaching, yes, yes, yes. When I got to the meditation, oh, and the only thing about, a little bit about the way he teaches is that he'll talk about, you know, oh, and then you look at your phone and you're worried about this and you're worried about that and la, 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 la. And part of me feels called out in a really good way, but another part of me, I don't like the tone that he uses because it's mocking, and that feels like I understand it, but I also understand that everybody's where they're at. And I have, how do I put this? I understand that there's a fine line between paying attention to what you're responsible for, like your house, your car, your kids, your diet, your health, la la la. And then there's the obsessing about it. And that's where I have to watch myself, where I can hear something, like a teacher can say something to me and I feel this resistance coming up. And then I have to discern, is this resistance coming because I don't like the delivery of the information, or am I feeling defensive? And so I'm glad that I've been like doing this stuff for so long that I can stop and go, okay, what's what? Instead of just feeling my reaction. So that was my reaction to some of the way the content was delivered. Is I'm going to, but you know, you don't want to shoot your messenger because then you don't get the message. The meditation, and I haven't heard any other ones yet. The way that it was presented with his voice and him kind of toning was a little distracting to me, because I'm a singer and I'm a voice coach and I'm a musician, and then I was just distracted by that instead of what he was trying to get me to do. But what he was trying to get me to do, I've already done in other places. And so what's happened for me is I started doing my own meditation practice that I was, at one point I took a week-long intensive with, there was a guru, it was intense.
Mm-hmm.
And I also took an awakening coaching training, which maybe we'll do an episode about later when I've had time to review my materials.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all like another way to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been meditating every morning. I started with 5 minutes, I went to 10 minutes, and now I'm at 15. And things are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel better, and my work cycle has little things where there's higher stress at certain points of the year, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've noticed that I'm still like, he talks about theta brain waves and beta brain waves, and beta is when you're like, and I see myself slipping into that, and then I just try to ratchet it back.
Mm-hmm.
And so that information was really helpful. And then the, falling into nothing, that's sort of what happens when I meditate. And then I notice the changes in how my life is going, synchronicities getting better, my intuition being more attuned. I go to a 12-step meeting on Saturday mornings, and I knew the guy was going to call on me first, and he never calls on me first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played a little guessing game with myself, not using logic at all. And everybody that he called on, I knew he was going to call on them before he did. And so I was like, okay, those are little signs that I'm more linked up.
That you're tuning in.
That I'm tuning in, that I'm tuned in. My relationship with Rufus, this is my dog, has even gotten more synced up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of that is him feeling better, but it's also me just being more tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. You devoured that program, and I am like taking it in and then sitting with it and chewing on it and integrating it. And I'm ready now to go to the next teaching segment.
Right, the next module.
But what's nice about it is that, how do I put this? The spiritual aspects of it are not new at all. But the way that he has the research and the biology to back that stuff up, because my experience, and one of the things I've also been getting maybe richer content coming back from my two-way prayer practices, and I've also started opening up my Akashic records, which is another way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we will talk about these things more in depth
mm-hmm.
in other episodes, but it's like I'm going deeper. Like I've been exposed to these ideas of being nothing and nowhere, and the field of energy and
mm-hmm.
all of that. And now it feels like I'm at a point in my life where I'm a bit less in survival mode, like I've stabilized my life, that I can go deeper with that. But I feel the resistance of, those people can heal that thing, but, I don't know. But I'm also thinking, but I don't know.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to, how do I put this, like, shame myself for however I process the information. I'm just doing it. And it helps me to look back and say, when you were first introduced to these ideas, what was that like? And it's like, ooh, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I'm growing, I'm happy with myself. And I also really appreciate like the synchronicities of how this is all happening when it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm open-minded.
Yeah. And I think for me too, because I've been doing his meditations a lot longer than you. Even before I went through this program, I was doing his meditations. So I can say when I first started doing his meditations, his voice was very annoying.
Okay.
I can say it just something. But now that I'm into it, like it shifted. So now like I really enjoy the way that he does meditation.
Thank you for saying that.
But at first I was like,
Yeah, because
it was
I
distracting.
wanted to. It was distracting, right? So I will give that another go. And I really appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I'm grateful.
And for me, what I resonate with and why I love him is because he says, "Now you grab your phone," and then because that's literally how like when you're going through something, like that's what you're doing. And I don't think he's trying to be dismissive. I just think he's like saying, "Hey, like we all do this, and just get out of your own way. Acknowledge we all do it to some degree.
Right. Well,
get
be
out
aware.
Of your own way.
Yeah, be aware of what you're doing. And when he talks about you do these routines in the same ways, and on some level, for me, that's partly how I stabilize myself. Is if I have too much new something coming at me, it kind of throws me off my game. And I think that's partly maybe the way my brain works. And that's interesting. It's just all fascinating to me to get to know myself through another lens and to think about why I do what I do, when I do it, how I do it, and is it really working for me? Right. I think that's part of it too, because I am not like a social media junkie. I spend minimal time on anything that has a screen because I just don't like them.
Yeah, and I think he's not saying in the aspect of the healthy habits we do. I think he's talking about it like in the way we tell a story about ourselves and that this is who we are.
Right. Oh, thank you for saying that, because this is another thing that's so interesting. It's like, I'm an artist. I'm a musician. And I can remember when I would sing at these churches and there'd be like, you're just a wave in the ocean, just melt into the ocean. I'd be like, fuck that. I'm an individual. Like I want to be who I am. And it's like, well, what if like parts of who you are like hurting you? And it's taken me a long time to understand that I can melt into nothing, and then what comes through me is going to be even more creative and clean. And the other thing that I have to do too is acknowledge all the ways in which I'm already there. Like when I write music, when I sing, I'm not the one doing it.
Right.
And that's what makes me happy. Like I feel more balanced when I'm engaged in my creativity and the music that I write. Like there's this one line, melting into oneness, melting. I write about this stuff. And then, but living it is different.
Right.
It's less, how do I put this? It's harder to sustain it moment to moment all day long. Like if a trigger comes at me, I might get a little wobbly. And the whole thing about the material world and the quantum field and how those interact, that's a whole nother fascinating thing of like, how much can I just tap into the quantum field on a more regular basis to where even when I'm dealing with material things, I'm doing it more from that place instead of my freaking head.
Right. Allowing.
Because, and because of the nature of my life with my business and my home and everything is like, I'm the only person doing it. I have one house helper that I delegate to, and that's about it. It's really, really easy for me to think that everything's up to me, and that is so completely wrong. And that is where I cause my own friction in my own system, is when I think I'm doing it alone.
Right. So you kind of have to relinquish control
Correct.
of the unknown as to what can happen and let things flow without having to know that you have to put in that energy to do it, I guess.
Right. It's like a footwork, but how are you doing the footwork? Are you doing the footwork in a way where you're like, I'm doing footwork in a flow and I'm trusting that it's all going to be okay? Or am I, hammering at it? And that's like, it's just so easy for me to feel like, okay, I got to push through this. And it's like, I'm so tired of that. So this offers me an opportunity to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I can baby step my way through that too. So
Yeah, because
it's all good.
The important part is actually like, regardless of how fast or slow you go through the process, it's like you going through it and you actually changing because of it. Instead of you just going through it and be like, oh, I just went through it, but then I'm going to do the same thing that I've been doing. That hasn't worked.
Right. And that's how I teach too. I'm like, you don't just practice something to practice it.
Mm-hmm.
You practice it to improve it and to learn and grow and notice. And yeah.
Yeah, I can say I feel that you're less frazzled. I feel like you're less like running around with your head cut off. No, really, I feel like
I appreciate that, because I still feel that a little bit. And like I said on another episode, like I really have to watch how I use caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Because and even just letting my own energy, it's like revving up and gearing up. And I spent the entire summer like, get back in second gear, girl. You know, like just calm down.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that report.
Yeah. Just let things flow.
Yes.
Like your school year starting, you're getting new students in, like just be ready for the unknown and know that it's always going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just popping on here to film an outro just because the podcast like cut off really quickly because we ran out of memory. So thanks for listening. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share if it's something that you think other people will enjoy. That'll help our channel get out there more and help us get more viewers. Again, thanks for joining. This is Richa with Truth, Trust, and Transformation, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.